Millions of people visit Sedona, Arizona every year, seeking peace. They hike the trails, meditate under the sun, and soak in the stillness of these massive red sandstone mesas. A growing subculture claims this spiritual haven actually sits on top of multidimensional portals, gateways strictly monitored and contained by the United States military. The roots of these claims start with actual, verifiable geology. Sedona rests on massive deposits of iron-rich sandstone, which gives the rocks their famous rust color. And directly beneath those heavy metal deposits flows a complex underground river aquifer system. Combine that distinct geology with environmental quirks like the area's twisted juniper trees, which exhibit bizarre spiraling growth patterns, and people start to wonder if there is a localized, invisible energy field at work. When the physical landscape genuinely looks and behaves in unusual ways, it creates the perfect, credible foundation for supernatural theories to take root.
The terrain is strange, so the stories about it become strange too. The specific vocabulary used to describe this energy is entirely modern. In 1980, a psychic named Paige Bryant claimed a spiritual being revealed concentrated energy centers to her. She mapped out 4 primary locations and coined the term Vortex to describe them. In August 1987, 10,000 people arrived in Sedona for the Harmonic Convergence. The event shifted the town's local economy from a quiet retirement and ranching community into a global hub for metaphysical tourism almost overnight. Today, anyone can park their car and take a short hike to locations like Cathedral Rock. Thousands arrive every month searching for physical and emotional healing from these inflow and upflow energy zones. By aggressively mapping out invisible energy flows in the 1980s, the community established a deep cultural openness to hidden forces. People accepted that unseen power was radiating from the rocks, which left the door wide open for researchers to propose much darker theories about what that power actually was. If you leave the crowded public vortexes and head into the northern mountains, the energy changes. You hit the boundaries of desolate, restricted federal land. In 1984, Congress designated the Red Rock Secret Mountain area as a protected wilderness. This legislation permanently banned motorized vehicles, roads, and any structural development across 43,000 acres. Then, in 2001, the federal government acquired Bradshaw Ranch. For decades prior, this 90-acre property had been famous within the paranormal community for relentless UFO sightings and anomalous lights. Following the acquisition, the public was locked out. Strict access limits were enforced, and to this day, unexplained drone flight restrictions hover over the property without any clearly posted FAA warnings. To the believers, these verifiable government land transfers look incredibly suspicious. They argue that applying an environmental wilderness label is the perfect legal mechanism to seal off a zone and conceal classified operations from the public. The theories escalate when you look at the Clarkdale cement plant, located about 17 miles from the ranch. Corporate records show this facility was spun off from Martin Marietta, one of the largest aerospace and defense contractors in American history. Local lore insists this industrial plant is a front. Rumors suggest an underground tunnel network links the facility directly to a deep underground military base, hidden street beneath Secret Mountain. According to researchers like Jeremiah Horstman, this base exists because the Department of Energy identified Sedona as a primary target. In this theory, Sedona is one of 9 global portal sites used by non-human intelligence. The narrative claims engineers designed a massive electromagnetic device, deployed deep inside a canyon, to cap the magnetic field and prevent anything from coming through. To keep this device hidden, the area is allegedly secured by heavily armed, camouflaged guards who confront hikers in Secret Canyon, while unmarked military helicopters routinely patrol the airspace above. It is a terrifying, high-stakes military sci-fi thriller. But what makes it so persistent is how perfectly it weaves genuine corporate history and real localized flight activity into the narrative. The Sedona Vortex conspiracy endures because it anchors every wild claim to a piece of verifiable reality. It takes the mythological and superimposes it directly over the mundane. Take the rumors of secret military tunnels. They map perfectly onto the region because the nearby town of Jerome actually does have over 100 miles of documented underground infrastructure. They are abandoned 19th century copper mines, not military installations, but the tunnels physically exist. The same goes for the airspace. Unexplained military helicopters and jets are frequently spotted in the canyons, because Sedona sits inside the standard training flight paths radiating from the very active Luke Air Force Base down in Phoenix. When a narrative builds its foundation entirely out of undeniably real infrastructure, it becomes almost impossible to completely debunk. The building blocks are true, even if the final structure is imaginary. The Sedona Vortex narrative operates as an intricate piece of regional folklore, built by layering speculative claims over physical landmarks. This mystery persists because it relies on three distinct layers: Sedona's physical geology, a public search for spiritual connection, and an active skepticism of federal land management. Whether or not interdimensional gateways are actually buried beneath the red rock, Sedona remains something truly remarkable. It stands as a lasting monument to our human desire to search the unknown and find profound meaning looking back at us.